This is Big Country Lifestyles with Robbie Johnson of Keller Williams Realty. This show is about you, your lifestyle, your home, and our community. This is the show where we explore our area to help you find the perfect home. It's also a place where we help you sell your home. Whatever your preferred lifestyle is, Johnson Property Group wants to help you find the perfect property. Thank you for tuning in to Big Country Lifestyles. Well, hello, Big Country, and welcome to our radio show. Thank you for spending the next 30 minutes with us. Today in the studio is, as always, our awesome producer, Chaz, and my Texas team, Johnson Property Group, Alex Finn, Joe Potosnik, and Gina Ullman. And I'm your host, Robbie Johnson, team leader for Johnson Property Group and office broker at Keller Williams Realty, Abilene. We are celebrating today the newest edition of our team, which is Gina. Congratulations, Gina. She just passed her test and she's now licensed. Gina's been part of our team as our marketing director, and she's going to be transitioning now into a new role. I'm going to miss her terribly in our marketing, but she's here now to serve you, Big Country, with all of your buying and selling needs as well. And of course, we have a whole team in place, whether you're buying or selling, with the most experience, who has a very long combination of years in the business, and the team that guarantees to get your home sold or we reduce our commission. So call us today at 325-428-9114. Again, that's 325-428-9114. So today on the show, we're going to be discussing a few topics. The first is Zillow Zestimates. The next is, so this agent says he can get me more money for my house, to 2017 desired home trends in living green. And our last topic, hold on to your seats, is pot legalization and what buyers need to know. So I'm going to set the stage for our first topic, which is Zestimates. An agent is in the home and they're presenting a listing presentation. The agent begins to discuss pricing and the homeowner says, well, I was just checking on Zillow and my home is worth $10,000 higher than what you want to price it at.
Well, Robbie, we need to be really clear. We're not bashing Zillow in any way because we're actually premier agents on Zillow.
Yes, you're exactly right, Alex, and I want to be clear on that too. I am not opposed to Zillow like most real estate agents are.
Right. And well, before I was even an agent, I was checking sites like Zillow all the time because basically I just wanted to know what was on the market, what was selling, and what our home was worth where we moved from. I just wanted to know the market and understand it, and Zillow was actually a really good tool for that.
Joe, okay, so you're one of our big listing agents on our team. How do you feel about Zillow? Are you opposed to it?
Absolutely not, Robbie. Zillow has established itself as a platform for the people to search for properties. We can either embrace it or we can fight it, and I choose to embrace it.
I totally agree with you, Joe. I personally embrace it as well. And as Alex said, we're premier agents on Zillow. Actually, our entire team is Zillow Premier Team. And you can actually go to Zillow and see all of the profiles of our team members who you listen to every week on the radio. So just search for Robbie Johnson on Zillow or search for any of their names. You'll find them all as individuals or you'll find them on our team. So when I go on a listing appointment, I'm prepared to discuss what Zillow is using as their Zestimates. And a Zestimate is really just a clear opportunity for me to show my worth and my value to the customer. So if you're listening out there, do me a favor. Could you just please go to Zillow and then call me at 325-428-9114.
Right. And I think what the public doesn't understand, Robbie, and where we come in to show our value is that Zestimates are merely just estimates based on data formed from things such as deed recordings, agent input data, or even MLS data.
Yeah, and I think really what probably frustrates so many of the agents is that the value is determined on the deed recordings or internet data input in a geographic area, and then that's the number used to determine value.
Robbie, you're so right. They do not include the condition of the home, upgrades, or locations, but for example, they will compare a golf course home to a home, of course, not on a golf course.
Yep.
The golf course home generally will command a higher price, But Zillow does not know that, and that's where you need agents like the Johnson Property Group to show you the differences in the homes using these estimates as compared to your home.
Exactly.
Right. So Zillow doesn't really know the difference in Zestimates for things like age of home. So say maybe your home built in 1920 is down the street from a home built in, say, 2016. Or a 1950s home that is remodeled or one remodeled in even the 80s, maybe even in its original state. So all of these have different values. Or maybe a neighborhood that is a cookie cutter neighborhood and it's next to a gated subdivision of gated homes. Zillow is pulling all of these in the area.
And Gina, let's not forget that at times it could be that Zillow is actually valuing your home too low. It's not always too high. So are they taking into account lakes or tanks, as my husband calls it, acreage, mineral rights, pools, guest houses, workshops, golf courses, gated communities, flooding areas, or, just the basic history of the area or specific homes all into account? No, they don't have that human ability of knowing each home like we do. And going back to the cookie cutter homes or a planned unit development at times, those may be the most accurate because on Zillow, they're going to be the properties that are really the most alike.
So, Robbie, what I like to do when a homeowner comes in and brings up Zillow listings, I like to show them the properties that I pulled first, then switch over and review the ones that they've pulled from Zillow. Sometimes they're actually the same properties, and when they're not, I just explain to them why I didn't use those properties.
Right, Joe, because so much information is just being pulled from like the tax assessor office, deed recordings, etc. So if the homeowner isn't checking their own home on Zillow, then their information could actually be incorrect.
And the bottom line is that Zillow is a great place for consumers to gain knowledge of the market, but it's our job to show the human touch, the human eye, these things that can't be avoided when valuing property. I absolutely am thrilled to work with someone who goes to Zillow and tries to learn as much as they can. And in turn, the customers need us to be fully trained on how to recognize and apply value to the location, their land, their lot, their subdivision, the home itself, their pool, for example, and so many other factors.
Well, and at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what a buyer is willing to pay for the property and what the appraiser is willing to value the property at. Please contact us at 325-428-9114 if you want an accurate value of your home and to discuss the ways we stand out in our marketing efforts. Again, that number is 325-428-9114. Stay with us. Our next topic is picking the agent who claims to be able to get you the highest price. We will be right back after this quick break.
Transferring to Dyess Air Force Base or maybe Hurlburt Field or Eglin Air Force Base in Florida? If so, the real estate team to help you find the perfect home is Johnson Property Group Network. With team members in Abilene, Dallas, Birmingham, Alabama, Destin, Florida, and Fort Walton Beach, Florida, we are the perfect match to serve your relocation needs. Our team members are military relocation certified and, more importantly, boots on the ground experience with a combination of 73 years of selling real estate. If you want an agent with a complete understanding of the military moving, then call Johnson Property Group Network at Keller Williams Realty today at 325-428-9114.
Thank you for staying with us. We were discussing Zillow, and now we're moving on to our next topic, which is the difference when an agent says you should list for higher than the value shows. With me today discussing all of these great topics is my team, Alex Finn, Joe Potosnik, Gina Ullman, and I'm your host, Robbie Johnson, team leader for Johnson Property Group at Keller Williams Realty. If you want to learn more about choosing experience for your buying or selling needs, then please make the choice to call us at 325-428-9114 or visit us on Facebook at Johnson Property Group or Big Country Lifestyles Radio Show. And please go online and ask us questions. We would love to be able to answer your questions either on Facebook or on our show. Again, you can reach us by voice or text at 325-428-9114. We want to be interviewed for the job to become your realtors of choice. We are the market experts. So, Joe, moving on to our next topic. What would you say if a seller says, another agent said he can get me more money?
Bull. Wait, I can't say that on the radio. You know,
No, you cannot.
At times.
I know that's what you want to say.
Exactly what I wanted to say. At times, it's something we have to deal with. And being market experts, unfortunately, we have to show them what the market is currently at and what the buyers are actually willing to pay.
You're right. And Joe, there are so many times I've lost listings before to other agents who promise a higher home value, and then the property sits on the market for a long period of time. And one of the things that I share with my sellers is something that they really need to think about is monthly carrying cost. What is it costing the seller per month to actually try to get a higher dollar for their home? So, Mr. Seller, are you going to let it sit on the market for 6 months because you think you may garner $10,000 more dollars, yet your carrying costs are $2,500 a month? So, in essence, it cost you $5,000 to try to make $10,000. And I actually see that a lot. So, when I'm meeting with a seller, I present the comparables, the history of appreciation, and the charts to show them where the likely price is that it's going to sell for. We discuss the things I just mentioned, like carrying costs per month. How much does it cost you literally out of your pocket for this to sit on the market for months?
Well, Robbie, just because someone says you can get a high price, that does not mean the buyers will attract positively. Also, that does not mean the property will appraise at the same time.
Right.
And if the seller chooses an agent due to the highest price offered, chances are the home's going to sit on the market. And that's exactly what Robbie shared with us.
Yeah, which leads to fewer showings and no offers. So then what's going to happen? Your agent is going to insist on a price drop. So now you've dropped the price and lost many months of valuable marketing time. So remember, the agent offered to list it for higher, not sell it for higher. And I have a personal experience with this when we lived in North Carolina. My husband actually had orders to come back to Texas, and the kids and I had to stay behind because our house hadn't sold because it wasn't listed properly. So, sitting there waiting to be a family again, that also too was valuable time that we lost, not just paying out of pocket. So that too is something to think about.
Do y'all think that you lost like literally thousands, Gina?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're living two different lives, two different states. So, we lost a lot of money, and then we lost a lot of time together as a family that, we can't get that back. I had a newborn at home, and,
Wow.
so...
Well, it's funny, too. One of my favorite things that somebody will say to me is, which I know this is not what you did, so please, I'm not saying this as in you. I was just thinking about it whenever you were talking, though, is I'm not going to give my house away. How many times do we hear sellers say that? And I just want to say at times, you're not going to give it away. You're definitely going to keep it.
Please give it away.
Yeah, please take it. The market, the buyers, the appraisers, they really direct what a home's going to sell for. And choosing your realtor, that's your marketing partner. And it's just so important that you choose one not based on who's going to tell you that they're going to sell it for the highest price. Ultimately, when you choose your realtor, it really needs to be based on who you feel has the ultimate skills, the ultimate marketing to get you the ultimate price. And again, we want to be interviewed for that job as your chosen realtors and your marketing partners. So please call us at 325-428-9114.
And talking about marketing homes, there are some trends that home buyers seem to want in 2017. Listeners and everyone here, I want to get your take on these trends, and this survey seems to hit on technology items. The first one is thermostats. Has anyone here heard of smart thermostats?
Mm-hmm. I have. I think you're talking about the ones that recognize our habits and our setting preferences.
Absolutely. And I have noticed in a few homes as well, even older ones, I'll go in and see like a new AC unit as well, and they'll have that smart thermostat set up there.
And I recently took a class on green living. I've kind of gone on and on about this green living class. I loved it so much. But one of the things that was really heavily discussed in class is energy consumption.
Right, and with 3 small kiddos at home, this is really a big thing for Jesse and I because we have to monitor everything we are using plus what they are leaving on. And
with your little ones.
Please turn your light off, close the door, you're letting the air out. It's just a constant battle. So
Well, these smart thermostats can really conserve so much energy over time. I've heard it's like 20% of power usage. The thing that I like the best about the smart thermostat is that you can control them from your cell phone. So if you leave to go on vacation and forget to turn the thermostat to where you want, you just go on your phone and adjust it. It's fantastic.
Really, Joe, that's really cool. I've never been able to play with it yet on my phone or any of those apps. But you know, one of the best things you can do, Joe and listeners, is that we can help you sell your home faster, as that is a key feature. So let us know so we can promote that. And please give us a call at 325-428-9114.
Right. It's really mind-blowing being able to control your whole home while away, and much of it saves you money and also creates an ambiance, per se, as if you were still home, and that's another safety factor, really.
Well, in talking about that, I'm going to bring up renters again, because I was reading in a blog by Kayla Matthews that a recent study shows that 86% of millennials are willing to spend more to rent a place with smart home technology in it. And that means they're going to be more willing to buy a home with smart home technology in it. And we see that in new construction as well.
Yes, we do.
With new homes.
And in that same survey, so since we're bringing up the millennials, I'll bring up the baby boomers. 65% of the baby boomers are willing to spend more to own a place with smart home technology. So both of these numbers and these percentages are actually really high.
Yeah, and another trend we are seeing, and one very important, to me as a mom with little kids at home, are all of the various detectors that can be put in a home. Of course, you have your smoke detectors, fire alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, but you can also have radon gas detectors, moisture detectors, window alarms, even pool alarms. So these keep your home safe, and again, feeling safe is something really important to buyers. So if these devices in your home, we need to know about them. They need to be functioning properly, and just tell us so we can promote them while marketing your property.
There's also a smart leak detector sensor, which ensures that your home doesn't have many major leaks. They really can prevent water damage. I've seen them on hot water heaters, put in the hot water heater pans, on AC, air conditioner, condenser overflow pans, and they can really prevent sheetrock and floor damage to your home.
You're right. I've seen those too as well, Joe.
Well, from a real estate standpoint, if you have those and they've detected moisture, that's, our job to come in is to help you and remind you too that those things need to be put on your seller's disclosure, but at the end of the day, they can prevent mold and mildew issues. And I think this is really a smart feature to have in the older homes too, because plumbing always seems to be an issue with these. My best friend Lisa, who lives in Destin, she owned a home for about 20 years, and one night she was in bed and she started hearing this hissing noise in her wall.
What?
So
a hissing noise?
Yes, it wasn't a snake like you experienced. It was water. One of her little pipes had busted, and so water spraying out of the pipe into the wall. So now we've got it in the cement, in the carpet, in the walls, and it wasn't just one pipe. Every time she would get the pipes fixed, they would dig into the sheetrock, repaint the wall, then another one would do it in another wall. And we experienced this with her in 3 different rooms, and found out that the builder in the entire subdivision put in faulty pipes. So all of the homeowners were having to go through this. So.
And I want to switch over to another trend is the smart garage door openers. Those are really cool because so many people will leave home and forget to shut the garage door. And it's all right because you have your app right there and you can just hit it, boom, close it. And after that, you also have your security on your phone too as well.
Well, and for me, it opens up a world of opportunities because technically we could let our dogs in and out by the garage door opener going up and down, and we could let workers in. And of course, if we're out of town, our little sweet neighbor next door, Connie, could come over and get into our home if we needed to open the garage for her. So again, we go right back to safety and security with another one of the trends.
Well, Robbie, another trend is the smart water systems. We have a society who uses so much water with drinking, cooking, and lawn care. At times, we get on water restrictions, too, and these systems can really help conserve and keep you compliant.
Right. These smart watering systems will schedule the time and length your yard can be watered, and you can keep track of how much water you're using. That, too, is a money-saving opportunity. And to talk about the water restrictions, if you're on a water restriction and you know your schedule, you can just set your system up for your schedule, and you won't have to worry about missing that.
Gina, as another big selling opportunity for our sellers is homes with security cameras.
Yep.
Security is a huge concern. Even when you feel safe, you can still feel secure.
Well, many feel so safe in really both areas that I work in, Destin and here. But the fact is, according to a site called SafeWise, a burglary happens every 18 seconds in the United States.
Well, smart trend technology is very popular today, and if you have any of these in your home or maybe something else in your home, let us know when we list your property. These are features that we want to let buyers know about.
Absolutely, Joe. We really can promote those for them. So we're going to take a quick break, and up next is what buyers need to know about pot legalization and buying a home.
Some huge news with Robbie Johnson with Keller Williams Realty. Joe Potosnik, one of the area's top realtors of 23 years and who's helped over 400 families buy or sell, has joined the team. Joe affiliated with the team that he feels best represents his work ethic and integrity. When you are ready to buy or sell, choose your preferred real estate lifestyle specialists. Call Robbie at 325-428-9114 so you can work with Joe too. Again, that number is 325-428-9114.
Thank you for staying with us. We are discussing now pot legalization and what buyers need to know. But first, let me always introduce my team to you. Today with Johnson Property Group at Keller Williams Realty is Alex Finn, Joe Potosnik, Gina Ullman, and I'm your host, Robbie Johnson. So if you want to learn more about choosing experience for your buying or selling needs, then please make the choice to call us at 325-428-9114 or visit us on Facebook at Johnson Property Group, at Keller Williams Realty, or Big Country Lifestyles Radio Show. Ask us questions. We can engage on Facebook with you, or we can even bring that on our show. Again, you can reach us by voice or text at 325-428-9114. So we're moving in now to our next topic, which is pot legalization. And I just want to first have a disclaimer out there that this discussion has nothing to do with our views on the legalization of marijuana. Yet, we've got to understand that across the United States, there's agents who are dealing with this right now, and so are sellers and buyers. And with the Texas legislation right now, who knows if we're going to be dealing with this in Texas?
And Robbie, what people do not understand is that we really have to deal with this as realtors all the time. Also understanding the various buyers and their issues and consequences. It is my understanding that people are moving into these grow houses thinking they can do whatever they want, and that is not true at all.
With our real estate show now being a podcast, we have listeners all over the U.S. And while Texas may not have legalization, we may someday, and we can learn from the states who already have it. Plus, I'm betting that there are some homes that may have some grow rooms that are illegal.
Colorado really gets the publicity, whether good or bad, for their legalization. But a good reminder to our listeners is this: marijuana remains a Schedule I drug. David Perry is an attorney in Colorado, and he states that the local police won't bug you, but the feds can still arrest and charge you for growing or use under any circumstance, whether it's for medical or personal recreational use.
So right now, Robbie, 8 states allow recreational use of marijuana. Those states are Alaska, California, Colorado, Maine, Massachusetts, Nevada, Oregon, and Washington, with 30 states and Washington, D.C. allowing the use of for medical use.
And I've even heard that renters are snapping up grow houses, ready and paying big rental rates for those grow houses. The property management companies are having to write in the lease that it is not a grow house or it is a grow house, and what can and cannot be done to the home.
So I think right now our listeners are probably wondering, what's a grow-ready house?
Well, Robbie, it is a house that has been designed or redesigned with dark areas. For example, an attic, crawl space, basements, closet, anything that can be used. And as a realtor, our keys to spotting these rooms would be concrete floors, drip irrigation systems. I can think another key is the electrical panel will usually be up to date, and sometimes there's 2 of them.
I've actually heard buyers in these 8 states are looking for homes with unfinished areas so they can make grow rooms. And if the home has upgraded security systems with cameras and alarms, well, they're wanting that too, to protect their plants from being stolen.
It sounds like it would be fairly easy for the feds to figure out which houses to target and raid.
And think about all of the technology trends that we just discussed. Each one of them could help with these growers and both renters and buyers who are looking for all of those things already in existence when they purchase, especially renters who don't want the expense on a home that they don't own.
So everyone, here are the issues that I'm seeing for renters or buyers or sellers for that matter. We'll have mold from the water, dark spaces on the concrete floors, also electrical issues. Were there ever fires in the panel from being overused, over way too much going on? Has the homeowner done a DIY on the electrical?
It sounds like it could be like an inspection nightmare.
Yeah,
to me.
That would be a very interesting inspection.
Yeah, it would.
Right, and have you thought about ventilation? Is the area properly ventilated? Were insecticides or fertilizers used? I mean, think about a pregnant woman or a family with small children who might be buying these homes.
Right, which could come back on the seller if things weren't disclosed or properly inspected. You're exactly right, especially if she gets sick or something's wrong with the child when she delivers the baby.
Another thing maybe to consider would be ceiling damage from holes being punched where the plants have grown through.
I think that just sounds so funny that you would walk into a room.
That must be a huge plant. If you think about it, just think.
You can get off of that.
Oh, no, there's holes in the ceiling, and
they must be growing very, very large plants in
Yeah, I
this
was about
home.
to say, they don't get that tall, do they?
That's a pretty big plant.
that's
that'd be
awesome.
pretty amazing.
So, homeowners associations are another thing that we have to think about, and are they allowing shrubs? Because my understanding is the pot growers are calling these shrubs instead of plants or pot plants for insurance reasons.
Always a
What about
loophole.
running a business, a commercial business out of a home?
Well, that's another thing too, and that then goes into your homeowner's property insurance policy.
And the HOA.
This is my husband, by the way, Jeff, in the background chiming in. Hey,
No,
he's really getting into this discussion as well. But another thing too to think about is the homeowner's property insurance policies. Is all of this being addressed in their property insurance? What if this house burns down? And these are all things. I mean, what are they going to say? A shrub burned my house down? Well, from what I understand, that's actually what they're saying. Y'all are laughing. That's what they're saying. That's what they're filing on the home. I was reading the
But how
article.
does a
It's what they're
shrub
flying.
So what do they say if it catches on fire in your home?
I guess it's
Like-
catching on fire.
Okay.
And then they're saying that a shrub caught the house on fire. How would they know it's not a shrub? It's gone. It's burned. Okay. Anyway, let's just
You would
get
probably
back
be able
to
to smell. The firefighters would be
back.
like, yeah, we know it was on
We know
fire
what
in
that
that
was.
home. We know
Firefighters are going to show up with Funyuns and pizza, and the homeowner's going to be laughing at the house.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, okay, back to the topic. Y'all are so crazy. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to sell a home that has or had a grow space. I'm just saying that as a buyer, you need to be aware. And I'm just going to share with y'all that I think I've shown a home in Abilene before that had a grow space in it.
Well, Robbie, that's quite interesting. So here's something to consider. How would we ever price a home that has these features in it?
Okay.
Wait,
Well,
I think I know the answer. We'd have to price them high.
You're hilarious, Joe. Well, this is what I've heard through the pot vine, I guess, grapevine, that agents are calling the local stores that sell it. They're finding out what the growing rate is. The going rate is for the plants, kind of like we do for homes, I guess, with a few acres. I don't know. I'd like to continue this discussion, though. It's certainly been lively with all of us through an insurance carrier. So I'm going to ask one of our local insurance guys to come on, and we're going to talk about this again maybe next week.
Yeah, you know, it'd be a smoking hot topic.
It sure would, Joe. So thank you for tuning in today and listening to our fun topics that we had. And tune in next week because we're going to continue the pot legalization topic. I'm your host, Robbie Johnson, team leader for Johnson Property Group at Keller Williams Realty. And today in the studio was Alex Finn, Joe Potosnik, and Gina Ullman. And again, please look us up on Zillow or find us on Facebook at Johnson Property Group at Keller Williams Realty or Big Country Lifestyles Radio Show. And we'd love to hear from y'all and hear different topics that you want us to discuss on the show. So please go to either one of those places and leave us questions, leave us topics, leave us comments, whatever it is that you want to leave us. And whether you're buying or selling, Please choose experience. Think about choosing Johnson Property Group. Any of us. Give us a call, 325-428-9114. Again, you can reach us by voice or by text at 325-428-9114. We truly want to be interviewed for the job to become your realtors of choice. We are the market experts. Again, that number is 325-428-9114, and we will see you next week.
Well, hello, Big Country. Johnson Property Group of Keller Williams Realty is ready to help you find a home or sell your current one. I'm Alex Finn, and we have a full team in place to help you market and sell your home. Or if you're buying, we have trained experts and first-time home buyers, military, luxury, ranches, whatever your preferred lifestyle is, we can help you.
I'm Robbie Johnson, and we would like the opportunity to apply for the job as your chosen realtors. Visit our website at texashomesforsale.info or contact us at 325-428-9114.